So, has everybody got out and voted early yet? Anyone? No? Nobody? You have? Well, maybe 3 of us in here have, so. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to be unburdened by what has been. You know, I grew up in a middle-class family, in a neighborhood where people, they really took pride in their lawns. I think it's time to turn the page. No, it doesn't work for her either. Nobody's really getting into it. I get it. Well, here's one. It seems like this is a little more left-leaning. Let's go a little right in here. So, have you guys ever noticed that J.D. Vance looks exactly like you would think a My Buddy doll would look if it was wished to be a real boy and grew up to be a politician? Identical. So are you guys familiar with what anagrams are? Anagrams, when you take all the letters, create something else with those letters. If you take Kamala Harris's name, it spells out malaria shark. Very strange. So Timothy Walls is even funnier, which is howl at my zit. Very strange. Now, Donald Trump has a couple. The first one I like, which is adult porn MD. So I don't know why everybody gave him such a hard time. Maybe the Stormy Daniels thing was for his dissertation. I'm not sure why people were hating on him so much for continuing his education. Another one that is actually an anagram for Donald Trump, and I will never use his name again after I heard this, is Lord Damp Nut. So going forward, he will always be known as Lord Damp Nut to me. So Kamala Harris is married to a gentleman named, well, he's the second gentleman, sorry. Oh my God. I know. Gotta be correct with it. That's the way it is. It's the second gentleman. It's the first time I heard it too. His name is Doug Emhoff. 100% sure that he is super stoked that his parents did not name him Jack. And it's not because of Jack-a-moff, but 2 people in a relationship can't be famous for the same thing. So the problem, I think, with Kamala is there's a right-wing theory of how she got to where she is, how she moved her way up the professional ranks. And I don't think it's really her fault. I think it really goes back to her mother. So her mother told her when she was young, hey, you're going to have to work very hard to succeed. The problem is Kamala thought succeed was 2 words. So R. Kelly's been in prison for a while. Do you guys think he finally sees something wrong with the little bump and grind? Okay, we'll go to a more serious note here. When I was growing up, I beat cancer multiple times. I don't know if anybody's been affected by cancer or whatnot. Yeah, a little applause. I'm no hero here. Cancer is the nickname I gave my dick, so. So lotion is an age-defying serum, and that's why ladies use it on their face. Everyone's using it everywhere. If you don't believe me, after the show, I'll show you both my hands. My right hand looks 10 years younger than my left. All kids, all boys tend to grow up. They masturbate a little bit. I'm not trying to brag, but I got pretty good at it. There's another joke hidden in here somewhere. I can shake dice so fast I can throw them back in time. I had one of those shake-powered flashlights, and it shook it so fast that it became the power of the sun and just blew up in my hand. Did you know that when you shake hands with another guy, as a guy, that some of your dick particles touch another guy's dick particles in his hands? That makes you gay. So, pronouns have been a topic lately that have been pretty important. They've been in the forefront of most social media, but a lot of discussions. Everybody has to know the pronouns of everyone out there. I'm sorry, I'll work with you on the pronoun thing. I'll do my best with pronouns, but I grew up in public school. we have a hard time with amateur nouns. So this is a random thought. Is red-handed the only way to be caught doing something? No. Okay. I think that glitter is the herpes of all decorative items. Because once you get it, that stuff is everywhere and just randomly shows up out of nowhere years later. And you can get both at a strip club. I started going to the tanning bed lately to get a little more color. I went quite a few times, started getting a little darker, started to feel a little more cool looking. But the more I went and the darker I got, the more I had this insatiable desire to own a Dodge Charger. So I had to refrain from going because I can't afford a new car right now. Who's a fan of Post Malone? Anyone a fan of Post Malone in here? Yeah. A little Dickie over here is a fan. That's awesome. I like it. I like it. So Post Malone, he's a very established artist, really good, makes great music. He's got tattoos all over his body. I think he missed an opportunity to call himself Post-it Malone because it looks like somebody's already written notes all over him. Plus, he looks like he could be extra sticky on one side. So I told that joke before, so I'm going to add you another little punchline, a little kick on the end here. Found out that he has a sister. She's very promiscuous and super popular during the holiday season. Her name is Home Alone. I heard that she made Macaulay Culkin scream when he was in her. And she is definitely sticky on one side. Oh, man. Let's get into some other ones. So I got behind a truck the other day on the street. I was driving, and on the back it says, "We're hiring. Better loads, faster pay." I've got behind that guy for 20 miles. He wasn't pulling over. I thought I could have a pretty good change in career right there. So I pull up to him when he stops. I'm pretty excited. And then I'm immediately disappointed to find out that it is not a mobile sperm bank. And I handed him the cup of the baby batter I've been working for the last 25 miles, and he was not very happy with that. Growing up, I had an aunt named Eileen. I'll give you guys a fun fact. In Japan and China, there is absolutely no one named Irene. There's twice as many. And I screwed that one up. We're not going to redo that one. That was a bad one. We're not going to redo that one. So I'm not gay, but I don't. I've shook some hands before, but I'm not gay. I'm not gay. But I don't care if you're gay or not. Gays, that's fine with me. I think everybody should love whoever they want to love. Plus, Paul Walker is dead, so there's not much incentive for me to be gay. I believe that we can all agree that that guy was super hot all the way up until they put the fire out from his face. Well, we'll do a classic here. Let's see. It's a classic. It's one I've told 3 times. So if you heard it before, I'm sorry. It's that time of year again, and the Trans-Siberian Orchestra's in town. You guys familiar with those guys? They great holiday music. I had a buddy of mine. He called me up and he said, "Hey, man, did you know there's an entire orchestra made of trans people?" I said, "Joe, I don't think they're all trans. I don't even think they're Siberian. I think it's in the name. I think they're an American band that identifies as a Siberian orchestra." That's all I got. That's all I got.